Now this is where we finished yesterday. Yes? Yep. Because I think y'all were not frustrated with these, but we're kind of frustrated with these because they were way easier than you thought they were. There will be a few of those on the homework that you just have to draw out and do. But as y'all found out yesterday, they're pretty much just as straightforward as they sound. There's no real trick to them. Now, this here is what we're going to finish up with. So this here is indeed a diagram of a sulfur hexafluoride molecule. If we look at it as kind of the anatomic or just model of a sulfur hexafluoride, this is what we would have. It's the most potent greenhouse gas in the world. Now we want to name two planes that contain line R. So if we look at this here, line R, well, it'd help if I can use a drawing utensil, is this line here. Now for this diagram here, did they actually give us a plane? No. But by definition, any plane, we can create any plane through how many points? 3, yes? So if I have 3 points, I will have created a plane. So what do we think one plane could be? Well, we could say A, I think I heard D and B. Because ADB, if I create that plane, it would be the plane going straight up and down and would contain the line. Even though my drawing has the line going off of it, it still extends out. It would be all of that there. Now you don't have to draw, you can draw the square for the first one so you can kind of see it, but it gets a little weird trying to draw it three-dimensionally. What would another one be? So BF, I would say yes, but it's throwing you off because P, it's kind of like R, it's naming the line. So just give me one other letter that's not lowercase. C would work. Because BF, C, we actually, they're naming the line itself. So lowercase is usually denoted for the line. And you'll notice most of the time when it's naming line or plane, it's normally, there's no real point kind of close to it. R is over by itself. So they're kind of off to the side. Planes are normally in the bottom corners or in one of the corners, and there's not a point near it.
Well, we can use like any other of the ones to make a plane besides the lowercase.
So yeah, so we could say DB E. So that's the flat plane. Or BFG would work. Anything that contained that line. Does that make sense? Yeah, since we're talking about the line itself, we would need to really define the line and then pick one off of it. And that's why we've kind of sticked with D, B, and F, having at least 2 of those in there. So we name the line and then kind of extend it out to a plane. Questions on this here? We ready for the next one? Because we're going to name something different this next time. Okay, number 8. Number 8. Name 2 different planes that contain line S. Yes, GHK. I heard someone else. Couldn't hear what they said. What's another one? Yeah. Because G, K, G, H, G, G, H, J, yes. Yeah. Because both of those are naming a plane that does contain line S. Let's switch colors. Number 9. Name 3 different planes that contain point K. So point K, sorry, I call it KHL. For some reason I heard R. So KHL, so we have the plane going flat, yes? KLI, yes. And KLI is an interesting one because it's not, because we're normally used to going flat or straight up and down, but it's actually at that angle. And it still works because, again, a plane, we can create a plane through any 3 points. KHJ, yes. I mean, there's lots more. We can go KLG, KHJ, KLJ, KL, yeah, KGI would work. Any of these would work. Yep. Because I believe this is the last problem, isn't it? Yeah, before the... Yep, because number 10 is the last problem. But I'm going to wait a second and make sure everybody is... Got this down, yes? And I'm going to erase it so that I have room to write. Name 2 different planes that contain ray HJ. Plane K, H, J, yes? Yeah. Or HKI? Yeah. Yes. Or GHK, or GKH, or HGK. So that's it. Because again, any 3 points will make a plane. KHG, sorry, no. So this should be, exactly, thank you. This should be J. K, let's just make sure. K, H, G. So that would work. K, H, J. K, H, let's see here. K, H, J would work because it would include this line segment here. K, H, I, K, H, I. So here would come out this way. So would KHI work? Because we need, yep. So what we can do here, KHG would be that same one. Change J and H.
Okay, but like, how does it? Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Because what we're doing is HJ is going this way, but the other ones, the plane is not going towards it.
Oh, okay.
This one?
So if you were to put JHG, would that work?
So plane JHG, yes.
Doesn't it matter necessarily the shape of the plane as long as it has the 3 letters in the...
Yeah, because the plane is always going to be flat, so it won't curve around. And what we need for this here, let me erase all this. Take 2. So this one here asked for us to include this ray.
So can you like make a triangle? Wait, no.
So we could do a flat plane here.
Yeah.
And that flat plane could be HKL because that's a flat plane going straight out. So the issue we were coming into with GH or any of these here is that it was coming out towards us and not along that ray. That's what the issue was. So plane HKL actually would work because it's that flat plane extended out, and because it is, it would include that line. The KHG did not. It actually skirted past it. It did include the point H, but more likely, let me get a new screen. Essentially what we had was this plane here, and that point, and then that ray came out of it. So it wasn't actually contained in the plane. Or the plane is actually extended out. Is it going to include the points we want? So this one here, those weren't. It was just including one. Does that kind of make sense? And that's what sometimes makes some of the geometry hard, is that we have to think three-dimensionally. Yes?
Can you explain it? 'Cause I feel like you're just yelling out letters.
So for this here, we're creating planes. So through any 3 points, we can make a plane, a two-dimensional space. And what we want to do for each one of these here is we're wanting to contain, let's try it again, different ones. So the first one is name 2 different planes that contain line S. So this line here. So I want 3 points. Through any 3 points, we can make a plane. So we want to make a plane that contains this line. So what we can say is, so GHK was one of them. So I can make a plane that contains those 3 points. And we would name it plane GHK. And it would extend out through those points. Does that make sense? And that's what we're doing with those 3 letters. Essentially, those are the letters that are in it, and it extends out from it in all directions. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, again, if you have questions, please ask. Any other questions on this here? Or does that make more sense with pretty much all the stuff we did? It's all doing the same thing. We're just making sure that the first one contained line S, this one contained point K, and this one contained ray HJ. Random drawing. And that's it. So we only had those 2 slides. So this is your homework. So page 8 isn't too important because, well, it's right there. So you will be doing 3 through 16 all, 17 through 23 odd, only the odds. So on 3 through 6, use the diagram to kind of name it. So the first one is to name 4 points. Number 4, name 2 lines that are in the figure.
So you want us to do
So 3 through 16, all of them. And then 17 through 23. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. Do it on a separate sheet of paper. Yes. So name the, so we can say what? Plane. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because through any plane, there contains 3 points. We need 3 points to name a plane.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yep. Close